So we have the approach in, we're on the runway, and we'll unpause it. Now we go outside, do the normal checks. Over the cowl flaps. And this simulator model is very poor lighting, so you always have to turn the instrument lights on to make sure, because this program shows shadows and it's sometimes very disruptive. So anyway, we have it set down. Now we have the runway view. Now this is the Cheyenne. We've got to run it, the turbocharged. We've got to run it up to 40 inches. And this is accelerating normally, and rotation speed, raise the nose, raise the gear, and we're in the clouds. Reduce the power, decline power. Get rid of this bug over here. Get rid of the wheel, which is right in our way. Let's continue our turn right on around. And this is a typical autopilot glitch that possibly they had. It's supposed to hold the pitch you had on takeoff, but it didn't. So it's hutting up and down and kind of leaves it. Now, we're coming up 2600, and that's where we're going to level off. That's the final post-fixed altitude. So we're going to level off, reduce the power. And we're just basically on a downwind leg. We're going exactly the same way as the flight went. We're paralleling the inbound course. And we're 2600. We can open up our 530 and we can show the course. We're going to turn up here at the pink line. And we have showing the airplane on the iPad. We're going to come up here and turn here. We could actually turn at any time, but we wouldn't have glide slope if we did that. So we're going to go. Vertical guidance would be lacking. Now we're going about the speed they went. This is with reduced power and the landing gear up and about 140 knots. And you know, it's very easy to keep track of things with these 530s, and there's even more modern equipment than this, but it's touchscreen, which I hate. But this shows our distance out 1.6 miles to our parallel course, the inbound course. That's very useful to know that information. And I get a message here. The message says that it's not licensed to use in an airplane. This is really a terrific bit of equipment for a simulator. Otherwise, you have this instrument here, which pops out and can be used, but it's just a nuisance. So this having the hardware, we also have the autopilot here, which is super easy. And this is almost probably the same type of autopilot they had. It's a lot of features. So we're up here, getting up here just about ready to turn inbound. And as you can see the airplane on this, there's the airplane, and we're going to intercept the pink line. So we're going to make a 90-degree turn. Very easy. You just turn 90 degrees towards the course, which is showing on the screen. No figuring out to do. No subtracting 90 degrees from your course or any of that. But to put the flaps down 10 degrees, which is going to cause us to gain altitude, but it will get it back. That's it. That's how the flight simulator flies. As a pilot, you'd counteract for that, but the simulator doesn't. It just gains altitude. So we're just waiting here till we get within about a mile of the course. We're going to turn inbound. And it's down to 7/10, so we can start our turn. We'll turn to 30 degrees to the runway heading. And it shows our course coming in here, and you can see it coming in here. At this point, we can engage the autopilot. Not the autopilot, but engage the approach function, which takes care of our flight from this point on. It'll start the descent at the final approach fix. And we have the glide slope here, these two little pointers on each side, and they're going to come down. When they get right to the center, the airplane's going to start down, and we're going to put the landing gear down. So it's coming right down. It's going to show us it's going to start to descend here in a second. It'll start down by itself. And there it goes. I'm going to adjust the power back a little bit just to keep our speed back somewhere around the safe single engine speed, which is indicated on the airspeed indicator as a blue line. There's no reason to approach any faster than that. And so we have the props all the way forward, we have the power set, and from this point on, we're all set for our go-around if we have to. The minimum descent altitude is 1,280 feet, so we're coming down to 1,000 feet over that. We also have a radar altimeter which shows our height above the ground. We're showing 2,000 feet here. That's the pressure altitude. And if you look outside, you can see this is a pretty wooded area. But for our purposes, we like to just stay on the instruments to get to minimums. My dog wants to go for a walk. And you know, if you wanted to use this, actually, it gets distractive after a while, but as it shows us right on course. So we're coming down to minimums. I better get myself ready to land this airplane. Okay, we're going to break out right. Oh, we're breaking out right at minimums. We disengage the autopilot, slow it down a little bit, but continue on our glide slope. Get back over the center line, if I can find it. Down and very sad thinking about this at this point. The only way you can tell your speed taxiing is down here. We're actually going 11 miles an hour, and it always looks like you're going slower. And I'm sure this is a pretty good depiction of this airport. Pretty good on Fox. There's a little more detail here than on Fox. I assume I'm heading for the parking. I don't know. I've got a chart here, but it doesn't show our position on it. See airplanes up ahead. I think we'll park in next to that King Air. We can get over there. Look at it sitting out in the taxiway a little ways. I think we'll park over here, safer, there's nothing around. So I think we missed our spot a bit, but we're not bad. Raise the flaps, which I could have raised off the runway. Turn off our avionics here. Turn off the lights. Gotta keep this real, otherwise you'd get sloppy habits if you were flying an airplane. Turn off the battery. Turn off the mags. And that's it. There's a fuel truck coming over to fuel us. And since we're way off the parking spot, we're going to need a tug. Everybody out. That's it.